What's up, everyone? Today I'm with top makeup artist Berta Camal. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. We're on our way to New York. It's an artist day in life. We are doing Tory Burch's hair today.
Going to Long Island.
Yes, for an event. So happy to have her as a client. She actually referred me. How amazing is that?
Yep, I wanted my buddy in there. It's so nice to work with people that are good around you, good energy.
Aw, I love it. I love you. I'm so appreciative of you, Berta.
Ditto.
But Berta is an amazing makeup artist. She's been a top makeup artist in New York City for quite a few decades. She's here to share amazing stories, give great advice to beauty artists. She's worked with every top celebrity that you could think of, and she also assisted Kevyn Aucoin, the iconic makeup artist from back in the day, Kevyn Aucoin. So she's gonna give us, you know, a little bit of their story and their journey together, and I'm so inspired and I can't wait.
My ex-husband, who was a hairstylist and who I learned a lot of hair tricks from.
Okay.
Because nowadays in the business, it seems that us makeup artists have to swing some hairbrushes every once in a while.
I know.
You know, it's kind of the given, and especially when you're on location and they only want to fly one person. So thank you, Berta Camal, for teaching me.
I didn't know he was a hairstylist.
Oh yeah.
Is that so? How did you guys meet? Like, was it in a salon or?
No, we met at a bar in New York City after a shoot. I was actually, back then I was modeling, and the photographer and I went out for drinks, you know, and Christopher was there after another shoot, another photo shoot, and we just started chatting. He knew the stylist, the fashion stylist, and that's how a lot of people meet in the industry, in the city. It's all just, you know, meeting people in different groups that are shooting, and you go out for a drink and you all start talking, and then you move on and you set a date to do another shoot.
Totally,
And,
yeah. I do agree, like, being out and being connected with your network means the world, you know?
Yeah, being out and about. That's what COVID really, like, killed us.
Right.
You know, it was so sad.
Put a halt to it all.
Put a halt. But things are coming back.
So how did you start your career as a makeup artist?
How did I start?
Yeah, where were you? You didn't start in New York, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I started in New York. I was doing some modeling and acting stuff, and I started as a really artist out of high school. I took a lot of art classes, professional art classes, and I worked under an illustrator for 2 years. But people would approach me and want to photograph me and stuff like that. So it turned out that I was very good doing makeup for the camera, and photographers noticed it.
You had to do your own makeup?
I did do my own, and then I also noticed that when other makeup artists did me, they sometimes were making me look worse than what I did for myself. And then I would meet hairstylists, makeup artists, and become friendly with them. And I liked what they were doing. I liked their lifestyle. And I thought, wow, you know, I could incorporate this to make a little more money. And so I started working with some photographers, doing tests, and then started getting paid for the tests. And I mean, I was getting paid $25 a face, you know, back then, and the rate started going up and up because people were asking for me. So
yeah, because a test shoot is, you know, a lot of times people do it for free because they're just building their book or whatever. So it's like almost for free.
Yeah, but it was like a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And well, it was like the modeling agencies like Elite, Zoli, Wilhelmina would send girls to get their books together to this photographer, and so it was paid shoots. Yeah.
And so, you met the photographer through your acting and modeling originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, my brother Steven, who was also acting, and he went and had a photo shoot with them, and I tagged along, and I met the photographers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you were already kind of in the right place.
Yeah.
The right time, already in the industry. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when did you start? Like, what year did you start doing the makeup work?
Really doing makeup work. I'm gonna say about 1985.
85.
Yeah,
Wow.
1985.
So how different has the industry changed? Like, maybe you can reference like per decade even, or was there like any timelines that you noticed significant changes?
For me, the 90s were like fantastic.
Yeah.
I love the 90s. That's when I met Kevyn Aucoin. I mean, by then I had already started. I was working TV. I was doing Rolanda Watts, who is a black talk show hostess, and she was really awesome. And I mean, I would really beat her face, like contour, lashes. And Kevyn came on for a spring makeover show with the model Dale Hayden, and anyhow, I don't know. I introduced myself to him. He asked me if there was anything sweet to eat. I ran and I got him a plate full of all the different pastries, and he was my friend forever.
Aww.
After that,
was there like violins playing in the background and like stars twinkling around his face?
Well, we just
like,
kind of
magical, or what?
Well, he's awesome. I mean, Kevyn Aucoin was awesome, and he had a great sense of humor, and we just kind of clicked that day.
Yeah.
You know.
So behind the scenes, like in the glam room for a talk show.
For a talk show, that's where we met.
Wow.
Yeah, on the women's channel. It was the women's channel, and it was because of Rolanda Watts, and he loved the way I did her makeup.
Nice.
And then he asked me to call Jed Root, and who was his boyfriend, and he was at that time repping him, and I started assisting Kevyn, and then I remember I did quite a number of music videos with him, like Janet Jackson and Vogue, Salt and Pepper. It was, and so eventually, and I do have, this was something that I need to get this, because I did Tupac Shakur's makeup 2 weeks before he was shot.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
It was just horrible to hear that, because he was so sweet, and his skin was gorgeous.
Yeah. Did you have to like powder his bald head?
Yeah. Well, no, he was wearing a little,
his bandana,
his bandana
with the
kind
two.
of thing. No, it's his skin. But
wow.
But he was on for an En Vogue video. He was on, and so it was tricky.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
You did some pretty cool shit that
I did. I loved
unaware of.
Back then, what I liked, my main thing was working with musicians. And through him, I got in touch with Atlantic Records.
Okay.
And with Tori Amos, and I started working with a lot of their artists,
Yeah. That's cool.
That's it's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
So how many years were you with Kevyn before you went on your own?
Well, I was always on my own though, with Kevyn.
Oh, good.
I mean, it wasn't like I was just
committed to that.
No, I was doing my own work too.
That's cool.
Yeah, always.
And you did which video was that, with Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson?
It was the Scream video.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Scream video. And I would also do all the runway shows. I was on his team.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the Janet Jackson Scream video took it was like 2 weeks to film. And I flew in that afternoon. We went, he showed me what he had created, her look, which was very, very strong black eyes, but ringed with kind of a golden tone.
The smoky eye.
The beige mouth, and
beautiful. Right?
It was difficult though, because the filming took forever, because they were trying to light Michael and Janet together in the same, and it was just impossible because she was so golden colored and he was so white and pale. So
I see.
they turned it into a black and white. Most of the segments of them together became black and white because of that, because of
was the
how
most
hard
flattering.
it was. It was an incredibly fun video, though. It was electrifying to watch Michael dance. I have to say, they cleared the set, but they let hair and makeup people stay. And I swear I had like the back of my neck like tingled. It was like, it was electrifying watching him work.
Was it the moonwalk or was it
No,
the
no,
crotch
no,
grab?
no, none of that. No. Well, you have to watch the video.
Yeah.
You have to watch the video. No, he was just a freestyle dancer that was
Right. Yeah. I remember the video, but
phenomenal.
But I haven't watched it in like over 10 years. But the imagery of the video that's ingrained in my memory forever is the close-up images of Janet's face and her makeup. Truly, it was just so iconic.
It was really beautiful.
And the lighting was really gorgeous. And
well, it was Mark Romanek.
Yeah.
I mean, he's unbelievable. He also did Trent Reznor's videos, who I worked for close to 5 years too, of 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, cool.
And I mean, he did incredible work for that's a whole other genre of music. It's very strong and hard. Industrial rock, which is my baby.
Which is your favorite? I remember you mentioning that. I was like, what is that exactly? That genre? Yeah.
It's
cool.
industrial rock.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, like
to
like
press play.
Tool, you know, Perfect Circle. Well, they've, you know, but yeah, it's just Ministry.
So how many years were you with Kevyn?
Well,
were you
I was
with him
until he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something you can share on how he passed, or is that like a mystery? Or I don't even
it's
know.
not a mystery.
I don't
at all.
even know, to be honest.
No, he had a tumor in his pituitary, the growth gland. I mean, that's why he was so big and his hands were so huge. It was making him grow, making his head, giving him horrific headaches. And he had passed out, and that's when he went. He had it operated on, but it started growing again. He was on terrible painkillers. I mean, we filmed Sex in the City, and he did Sarah Jessica Parker, and I did Heidi Klum for that version. That's when Sarah Jessica Parker trips and falls on stage. And then Heidi Klum like just walks over her. Yeah, but he, in that taping, had massive headaches, and he had to, I mean, we had to stop taping, and he had to go into a dark room and lay down and close his eyes. They're like horrific migraines.
Aww.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I mean, it killed him.
Yeah.
You know? That was that.
Now, he was such an icon, even in his time, you know.
he
So
was.
how did you notice the industry reacted when he left? At the time, it wasn't social media, but
he would have been great with social media. I mean, he's the one. He started social media by bringing a little video, taking snippets of backstage doing stuff. He was one of the first people. He would have been like a freaking monster in this social media stuff.
Yeah, the content creator world. Yeah, because his books were so iconic. Did the books come after he passed, or while he was
way
alive?
before?
Okay, so were you a part of the book process at all? Were you involved, like with him, around him?
I mean, I actually, for some of his videos, I actually did do his makeup, or I kept the shine off of him and stuff, and he hired me for him, not you know.
Right.
But to make sure he looked good. Yeah.
Totally.
But
Aww.
yeah.
Now, I've heard things about him along the way, and I'm wondering if some of them are true, if you want to share.
What?
I heard that he would do some celebrities while they were laying down and sleeping. Is that true?
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
That did. They weren't really sleeping. But I mean, some of them were resting, or some of them were loaded. I don't know. I mean, one person that I ended up doing sleeping because she passed out was Courtney Love.
Oh, okay.
And so he did do Courtney Love quite a bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Was there anyone else that he did a lot?
Oh, yeah, like, well, Vanessa Williams, Whitney Houston, Cher,
Yeah.
Tina Turner. I mean, so many. So many.
Madonna, she was in his book, I think.
Oh, yeah. The Madonna.
Yeah. So major. Wow. I whenever I first got interested in the hair and makeup industry, just a little girl, like a teenager, and I bought my first makeup books, of course, Making Faces was one of them.
Yeah.
And still
I think
to this
he gave
day,
a fan some in there.
Oh,
you know?
really? You have to sign
That's
it.
the first one?
You have to sign it for me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't do anything
So major.
there. I mean, just watched overshined him. No. But I mean, I may have been on.
You're part of the process.
I was part of the process because I mean, I was one of his assistants on the shows, the videos, the this, the that, you know?
Yeah.
But it was him.
Yeah.
You know, he said that I had that I could really emulate his style. And he also, another thing that I have to say, this is a word of advice to all you assistants out there. He said that I was respectful of him.
Okay.
That he really felt that I had loyalty to him. And that I wouldn't try to steal one of his clients behind his back. And that is important because I have actually had, who amongst you has not had an assistant that has, I've watched them. I'm doing something and I will watch them go to the client and give them their card.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yes.
I was like, bitch, I am never going to hire you again.
I love
Seriously.
you. You can say the F-bomb as much as you want to, because I love when you do.
Yeah, I know I say fuck a lot.
You do say fuck a lot, honey.
I grew up with brothers, and working with rockers.
Right, exactly. I mean, we're artists.
It also shows honesty.
Exactly. We're, you know, if you don't like the F word, you can watch something else. The F-bomb. But another thing I heard about Kevin that I don't know if it's true, but it's interesting. I heard that Naomi Campbell was directing another makeup artist who was doing her makeup and was saying that she learned from Kevin to put a lighter color. I don't know if it was foundation, like a skin product, or if it was an eyeshadow product, but she was telling the makeup artist put a lighter color on the bottom inner quarters of the eye. That stuck with me too, and now I always notice it in her pictures, and I think to myself, she directed.
Well, look at the look that has just throughout the years has transpired. It's look at all these girls on the YouTube videos, how light they are here, like Kim Kardashian, and they're, I mean, I was just looking, I'm a political junkie, okay, so I was looking on MSNBC, and one of my girls is Joy Reid, and you can really tell when there's one good makeup artist that does it, and then there's another one that I don't like. But she just looks so sculpted, the contour, the really light under here, and then like really killer lashes. And I mean, that's basically Naomi. Kevin started that.
Yeah, the highlight contour.
Before Kevin, there used to be another great, was Way Bandy. Do you remember Way Bandy with Scavullo?
Yes, very much.
And that was Kevin's idol, was Way Bandy.
Oh, cool.
And Way Bandy once did my makeup.
Wow.
And Scavullo shot me for a skincare ad. It was a line called Jafra, and it was for this thing, and I was like in awe because it was Way Bandy, Scavullo shooting it, and Harry King did my hair.
Wow.
Those are three greats right there.
The classics.
The classics. But I mean, Scavullo, he was all of those old school 80s Cosmo covers, all those sexy girls. He shot all of the super model girls.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, I have to say, when I see runway shows, nothing can ever compare to these girls.
Like the 90s supers.
The 90s supermodels are it for me.
I agree. That's why I got into the business.
Each girl had a different quality, a different personality, and it showed when they walked. They didn't look like all of these robot moon faces that, you know, or they all, I mean, I'm happy now that a lot of designers are choosing different looks, and I really think that's great, and becoming more different and
more eccentric and like
and becoming cooler,
weird, you know. There's all the.
I mean, but those vibes. Girls of the '90s girls, they didn't look like waif figures, like really skinny. I mean, maybe like Kate Moss is the one who started bringing in that, you know, little stick figure thing, but.
It was more curves. Boobs.
There was more curves and like strut. There was a strut.
It was sexy.
It was sexy.
It was sexy.
It was sexy.
Forever live sexy in my heart, for real.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I know. I agree.
I'm trying to think. I think there was something else about Kevyn that I didn't. You know what? I didn't know that he was with Jed Root.
Oh yeah.
Like
for
I didn't know they dated.
Many years. They came from Louisiana together.
Oh my God.
They sold a car to get up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like their New York story.
Together. They were together for like 10 years.
And did Kevyn ever live in LA?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever lived in LA?
No.
Okay.
Just flown back and forth. No.
Now you're originally from Cuba.
I was born in Havana, Cuba, yeah.
Amazing.
And my dad's from Spain, Madrid.
And then, can you tell us a little background about what year you came to New York? You came straight to New York?
Oh, no. I lived New York. Well, it was from Cuba to Miami, very Cuban over there, and then to Jersey, Union City. And Debbie Harry has a song called Union City Blues, and I mean, they say that Debbie Harry is adopted, and they think that she's of Cuban heritage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I wonder if
something about her cheekbones.
If she did 23andMe or something. But I don't know, but she's cool. I've done her makeup too.
I've worked with her too. Once.
Yeah, you did? Yeah, she's a strong lady. She was
one of the few celebrities that I've been around that I felt nervous.
Oh, I was a little nervous around her too.
Yeah, because I was a fan, and like the iconic level of it, where you grew up, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and of course we're around celebrities all the time. I've had some assistants do some weird shit in front of celebrities. Like once I worked with like Will Smith and Mark Anthony on a music video, which I was doing Joan Small's hair not too long ago, a couple years. And my assistant, who was a local Miami assistant, like basically told me that she was going to go over to Will and ask him to take a picture with her. And I said, no, you're not. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, you're not. He is friendly. He's super cool. Like, he was engaging and with us.
Would
but
that
like,
be during the thing or after, during the job? Or
it was during the middle of shooting, but like while he was just like chit-chatting with random people near a catering area, like tables.
It's that's a tough call.
I mean, advice for assistants: you definitely don't just assume that you can do that or should do that. Like, you should ask whoever you're keying, and you know, and the answer probably is going to be no. You know, but
they should just have a little boundaries.
It's so interesting too, like us working in this industry, and even like the New York culture, when we see celebrities at like a grocery store or backstage at Fashion Week, or like Beyonce's walking through the studio, Pier 59, when you're in the other room shooting, you kind of like play it cool.
Oh yeah,
you act like,
oh, there they go.
Yeah,
you know, there
What's
they
up?
go. I mean, if you worked with them before, you might want to say hi.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Because I also worked with Courtney Love a couple times, and I saw her. I did her hair for Front Row of Givenchy, I think it was, a show in New York.
Oh yeah.
No, well, Givenchy's not in New York, but anyway, I did her hair for the front row of a show, and then I saw her at a restaurant, and I stopped her because we were like crossing paths. I was like, remember me? I did your hair, and then she remembered me, and then booked me for the Met Gala.
Oh, cool.
But so
she's a trip.
Yeah, she was very quiet. But yeah, and they, you know, she was trying to book me more often, but when you're with an agency, doing those do and go rates are sometimes just impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to turn down so much do and go, which is interesting. Which brings me into my next question. You know, you have a lot of experience of doing music videos, do and goes.
Yeah.
Like, you even said you take a bride with a really nice budget,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
But like, what's your favorite nowadays? Like,
What's my
type
favorite?
of job. Is it editorial for fashion? Is it you like really enjoy the advertising side of things? I'm feeling the do and goes lately.
I have to say, I'm like those long days, 12-hour days, or
Yeah. Yeah.
not. It gets to a point where it's really nice to have certain clients that you go back to and do, and they're, you know, they become like family to you. It's really sweet, and you get to know the same people that do them and work with them, and you travel with them. Like the lady we're going to do now, Tory Burch, the designer, who is, you know, I mean, she's so lovely to work with, and gracious and classy.
Loyal, which is
very loyal.
As a freelancer, tell me about it. Loyalty is like so cherished.
So I mean, things like that are just I do love. I like the team of getting to know the people, and seeing the same faces, and just the friendships that ensue, you know.
So my next question is, when you first kind of were your first couple years in the industry, do you recall, like, maybe what your dream was within this industry back then versus what it might be right now?
Oh,
you know.
Well, I mean, back then I think back then my dream was to work with musicians and see them perform off the side stage or up in the sound booth or something. For me, that was the funnest, and getting to do just like every aspect of like magazine covers with them, travel. I mean,
you really become friends with these people.
Yeah, you do. You do. You really do.
Did any of them ever try to sleep with you? You'll leave that one for the imagination. All right. So if you could do anyone's hair, anyone's makeup that is alive or dead, who would it be?
Anyone's makeup that's alive or dead.
And if they were alive.
Oh God.
No one comes to mind.
I've just no, actually, it's like, oh my God.
Kevyn's again?
I love Kevyn, but let me think. I'd actually love to work with. I haven't seen him in a long time. I'd love to work with 9 Inch Nails again.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's
Trent.
Cool.
That was just such a cool thing. But he's changed his look. I mean, like when we used to do him. I mean, I would also blow dry his hair straight. He had the longer hair. Now he's got like a buzz cut, so he doesn't, you know, need that. But he was wonderful. He was someone that was amazing, and so was, I mean, Marilyn Manson.
And you really enjoyed, like, because he was like an artist himself.
He's a
so
freaking
much,
amazing artist.
Especially with he'll do makeup and he'll do the contacts.
Yeah, and it was thanks to Trent Reznor, though, that I was able to do him for an interview and then for a performance at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, cool.
And I thought he was, I mean, Trent is extremely intelligent, and so is Manson. I mean, well-spoken, soft-spoken, but like when the interview turns on, fuck this, fuck that, like his language, he just gets tough and rougher, and that's not really who he is behind.
Right.
In real life, he puts on his hat, his costume. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like the persona. I've worked with Carson Kressley from Queer for this Straight Guy, and a long time ago, like one of my first jobs ever, and I thought he's gonna make me laugh, and he was just chill.
No.
He was just quiet. He's just
And
polite.
I've worked
He's just
with a
nice.
lot of comedians too, and they are not as
Entertaining.
they're just more low key,
Right.
and until they, I'll tell you who I wish I would have worked with. I just came to mind.
Yeah, tell me.
Robin Williams.
Ah.
Oh, it was just his birthday this
Aw.
week, and that man was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And I remember there was an interview that he spoke with Whoopi Goldberg about homelessness,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that it's harder. I forget the quote. I have it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
That it's harder to pick somebody up. Don't wait until you have to pick them up off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them fall.
Mm.
So I do think that everybody, as artists, as whoever is in the limelight, or we need to keep an eye on everyone around us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to give back. And okay, so that is who I wish I would have worked with. It's Robin Williams, because I do a lot of men's grooming.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've worked with Mark Anthony too, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
actors and male and female, but I do like working with men. And, oh my God, George Clooney is hilarious. Like, talk about somebody, he's not a comedian, but he is someone behind that is like, I mean, I had tears rolling down my eyes
Really?
with him and with Dave Matthews too. They were just hilarious.
I see.
Hilarious. But they're just, I do like people who help people.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
you know, that for me is, I really will respect somebody so much more when
Mhm.
they give back. They're
Totally.
so fortunate in, you know, to the levels they've risen, to their bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck, man, give back.
Totally.
Right?
So I'm going to name a couple of people, and you can tell me who you'd rather do. And when
Yeah,
I say do,
okay.
I mean their makeup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And,
Yes.
you know, we'll
See-
keep it positive energy here, too.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian? Who would you
Neither.
rather do? Come on, for $1 million.
For $1 million. I guess I'd do Kim.
Kim, okay.
Yeah.
Who would you rather do? Jim Carrey or Robin Williams? I guess is Robin.
I like Jim
love
Carrey
Jim
too.
Carrey, yeah.
Jim Carrey's artwork is amazing.
Who would you rather do, Veronica Lake or Marilyn Monroe?
Ooh, wow. I guess Monroe.
Monroe, yeah.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah, and her big
Amazing.
smile.
Yeah, and I love that Lake too, but I love that clean makeup she did and the eyeliner.
Mhm.
I mean, I just love like black eyeliner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the fact that people back then had their signature eyebrow, their signature eyeliner
Yes.
shape,
Yes.
their signature hairstyle. It's just so cool. On that note, do you find that you have your own personal signature when it comes to your makeup, or something that you prefer to do more than
I
other?
do have, I think that I can do a natural smoky eye that is still very, very soft, touchable, and sexy on a woman. I think that is my signature. It's also not a heavy base.
Mhm.
I don't like heavy foundation.
Mhm.
I just don't like it. And, you know, I kind of, and just kind of a soft, smoky look is,
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that in the past.
yeah.
You were showing me some images in your book, and you're like, I love the smoky eye, so I'm not surprised you mentioned that.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about that trend right now, where the eyeliner, the lip liner is literally drawn
Yeah,
all the
over.
way like up here, and you can't really tell from far away, but when you pinch and zoom in on the pictures, like
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez has it, and I love her, she's beautiful, but
She has good lips.
but like, yeah, she's beautiful, but like it lined up that far is just so
it's just crazy. I don't like it.
over the top. I don't
like it.
either.
I like it. I like it for a video, like far
Far.
away, or you know.
But no red carpet, because No, you're not fooling anyone.
But the problem is so many people are overdoing it with their lips now, with the injections.
Tell me about
it. Oh my God.
Well, I have some injections, but you know.
But you kept it real.
Yeah, I kept it real, and they're going down a little bit, but going over the top where it's super obvious,
Well, I can think of. I have like a really beautiful daughter who just turned 28, and she's going out with a really rich guy, and money's no limit, and she's like, oh, I want to try this. And when she told me she did that, I have to say I was like pretty much must have been foaming at the mouth when I'm talking to her on the phone. How can you do that? She's got a huge mouth. Stevie has a huge mouth.
She has beautiful full lips.
Yeah, and she did that, and I thought she looked. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated
Unnecessary
it on her.
Unnecessary.
And I do think that it just looks clownish. It can look porn star.
Right.
It can look blow up.
Doll.
Sex doll. It's gross. I don't like it. Sorry.
Well, you have gorgeous natural lips.
Thank you.
I would take a picture of your lips to the injector and say, how many vials do I need?
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, they're real.
They're beautiful.
Real.
You're gorgeous. You really are.
Thank you. So are you.
Oh, thank you. Do you have a few more questions in you, or do you want to show me some little makeup tips? Do you have anything you want to share?
Let me think.
Or maybe later.
Let me think. Like, as far as, what I was thinking? One of the things that I like is showing, like, what someone can, like, a very high-priced thing, opposed to going to the drugstore and buying. You know what I mean? Like, I do think that now, in the heat, like, I mean, a lot of people are doing primers, right? Here's NYX, which is cheapo.
Let me see.
Shine Killer, which is great. And then there's Yves Saint Laurent.
Oh, okay.
2 black, to knock off shine before your T-zone to, this is something that, I mean, a lot of people are doing.
Which one do you prefer? They kind of get the job done.
Well, a lot of people maybe are not going to afford this, but I mean, NYX is a great company. They don't test on animals. I don't know about these people.
Yeah.
But I mean, he says recycle this shit, There's the cream blushes that are, easy to put on, and like you can get a really expensive one, or like even like to do the shine here. I've got a Glossier, and then I've got a Gucci Westman that is really expensive. So it's kind of nice. It's always kind of, I like having in my kit for clients and models. Like, okay, you could splurge on this, but you can get the same effect if you want for $12.99. Or, I mean, that's...
It's a factor, especially because it all adds up after all the skincare, and you get every detail of the face defined. It's, it can be really pricey. Yeah. Especially if you wear makeup every day.
Oh, yeah. If you're getting photographed. How far? Oh my God, we're only on 37 here. I used to always do a client here, Bunny Koppelman. She was the first private jet that I flew to LA with. Was these people? They were in the music industry. Like Gloria Estefan was signed to them with EMI, and I mean that was pretty awe to be in there and have Gloria Estefan walk in, and be,
the company,
get put up at the Beverly Hills Hotel that I could never afford when I was, 30 years old.
Yeah, I stayed at like the Ritz in Paris for a job for Teen Vogue and Chanel. Yeah. And like, this is so major.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
We're working out of there.
They used to have good budgets.
Mhm.
It's like magazines don't have good budgets anymore.
Yeah.
Really,
Right.
it's sad.
Didn't you say that the rates back like before the recession used
So
to be
much
like
better.
triple?
They were like triple.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
They were. Day rates were unbelievable. I mean, seriously, every day you'd walk away with, close to 3,000.
Mhm. That's nice. That adds up
Yeah,
fast, especially
yeah.
as a freelancer where you're not
But
on set
editorial
every day.
still was always kind of on the lower end.
Right.
It always has been, but I think it's gotten worse.
Mhm. Yeah.
And a lot of editorial and a lot of like people shooting for Instagram stuff, and they want you to do it for free.
Mhm.
So much is free.
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, until you become one of those beauty influencer kind of people,
Mhm.
that it's really difficult, because when I was starting in the industry and in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s,
Mhm.
we were supposed to keep, you weren't supposed to have, I call it diarrhea of the mouth, and you were supposed to be discreet.
Mhm.
You were supposed to be discreet about the people that you were working with.
Mhm.
And now it's absolutely the reverse.
Right. Everyone's doing the behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
it's instantly live.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of advertising and things that you cannot do that. I mean,
Yeah.
you would just get in so much trouble if you do behind the scenes,
Yes.
before a campaign goes out.
Mhm.
And you're so warned. I mean, there's so many times I do something and they say you can't post anything until the thing comes out, the product or whatever comes
Right.
out, that I forget.
Yeah, exactly.
I forget.
Right.
When is it going to come out? Like, I just forget what job that was back then. Doesn't that happen to you?
Yeah.
You're like,
Totally.
how do you find that thing?
I've heard of makeup artists that kind of get warned by photographers. We don't want you doing BTS content anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
I know.
certain people, certain
No, you
people are
can't.
really against it. But
They are.
it's interesting because there's like almost a pressure for us beauty artists nowadays. Like we have to do that
I
stuff in
know.
a way too. So it's like finding this balance of this like new evolution of the industry.
I know.
You know?
And it's either, you're either going to dive into it and do it, and or not. And
Don't you think it's kind of a pain in the ass that we're like kind of like forced into it?
I think I don't. I do
Or
think it's a pain.
expected?
It is a pain in the ass.
It's another
actually.
job.
It is another job.
Yeah,
It's totally another job. Yes, it is.
yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
crazy. I mean, if we're
Yeah.
tagging brands and stuff, we should be getting paid for someone to do it for us.
Well, the thing is, it's like when you post a picture, you have to remember who was the photographer, who was the stylist, who made the clothes, who did the hair, who did so many things, that just putting up a beautiful picture
Right.
isn't as fun anymore, because
Right.
I mean, I know everybody deserves credit, but
Yeah.
I should just say, okay, I'm putting up this picture. If you recognize that you worked on this, tag yourself on it. Let me know. And
No offense.
No offense. Sorry, I forgot. I forgot.
Exactly.
You
Do you
know?
have any advice for people that are aspiring to be a beauty artist, like a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a nail person, like
Yeah.
any sort of beauty artist that wants to get into the industry? Any like big takeaway?
Any advice?
Yeah.
Oh, you
On
just
how to get in, how to break into the industry.
you just have to dive. You just have to dive in. You have to just start. Well, number one, for a makeup artist, start putting together a kit, like different skin tones, this and that. Start working on friends and family. Get used to working with people. The kit is definitely important. I started building my kit in Bloomingdale's because I was doing makeup for Diane von Furstenberg, and I was able to walk out of there with a nice kit, from stuff in Bloomingdale's and my discounts in Bloomingdale's, and that's how I started.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So actually, working for a makeup line, even if you're doing it part time, working in Sephora, MAC, somebody, it will allow you to build yourself a kit with a discount. You know.
Totally.
Yeah.
I know a lot of makeup artists started off in MAC. You know?
Oh yeah. MAC's great. I love MAC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was one of their pro people then.
In the city?
I remember going. No, not in the city. I went to, I think it was Memphis. I went to a couple of cities to do makeup classes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
On I worked. I did a. It was I worked on MTV too, doing a show that was like you had to make somebody look like someone else. So I did someone looked like Christina Aguilera. I did someone that Little Kim, and it was just like a fun show.
Nice.
Molly Sims was the hostess then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I like doing TV. That's another way of camaraderie. You know, working on a show, you become friends with, you know, the staff.
A little family, like
It's
a work
fun.
family.
It is fun,
Yeah.
and I think it's a great way of getting out there and making connections.
Totally. Yeah, because it's a real foundation, this relationship you're building.
Yes.
Compared to editorial, you're in with one crew one day and in with another the next. You know. Do you have a place that you traveled for work that's like your favorite place that you've been to, that, you know, and work paid for it, and you like are like, wow,
Well, I have to say,
dream job.
going to Marrakesh with Tori Birch was just amazing. We did the fragrance campaign there, and it was we stayed in La Mamounia. I mean, look at this place. It was a gift to a prince from his father, and it was this huge hotel that's just breathtaking. Yeah, breathtaking. Yeah, Marrakesh. I love Marrakesh. I love Morocco. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I love it there. And then the fact that I was able to jump and see my family in Madrid right after was great too. It's like, boop, you can go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always like to sometimes stay a couple days extra.
Oh yeah.
And just have a little vacation while you're already there. It's like, why not, you know?
It's true. It's true.
Are there any hairstylists in your career that you've witnessed work that you've seen and you were just floored, like blown away by their artistic expression, or you know, something about them? Like for me, Guido, but you know,
Guido is great.
Anyone else that you see in person where you're
someone from Orbe was amazing. Danilo. But there is, I do have to say, someone, and Serge Lamont is just fantastic.
Yeah.
He has someone under him that works, that was working in his salon, that I think is amazing. It's Sebastian Scolari.
Okay.
And we did a show with Martha Stewart's daughter, and we were doing, you know, Alexandra Stewart, but every single day, this guy, Sebastian, did a total different for her.
On the same girl, yeah.
That was, it just like, what other trick is going to come out of your sleeve?
Yeah.
You know?
Sounds like a fun muse, someone that wants something
Yeah, she was
different.
all ready to do anything different with her hair. Like a shoulder length hair. Like all kinds of updos. And, you know,
cool.
I think that he really deserves more credit than he is.
Yeah,
you know, there are so many talented people in the industry that do not get up there.
Right. Because there's more competition now.
There's so much competition.
Yeah.
But and you were pretty damn good when we were doing Vanessa Carlton. I was very impressed. I mean, Vanessa's someone that I started doing when she was 18. She's the piano player when the piano rolls down the...
Walking my way downtown.
Yeah. And you can still hear her when you walk into a drugstore or a supermarket, her songs. But I knew how she didn't like product in her hair. She was very fussy about that, and I loved the way that I saw you take a curling iron and just go boom, 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 and it was like, I hate curls that are like these Barbie doll, like, you know, and you just,
The ringlets.
I like people that just, I don't know, you just impress me with that.
Aw.
So each person has like these, you know, strengths and sensibilities to bring out certain people.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, like, there is a singer her name is Tori Amos, and she had, Tony Lucha used to do her hair a lot, and Kevyn Aucoin did her makeup for a lot of things, but I had to do her hair occasionally, and the girl would come, I'd fly in, and she had dreadlocks, like dreadlocks. So
Not on purpose?
no, I just from being tired and on the road, you're sleeping on a bus. I did that one time, like sleeping on those buses. It's just not the best, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. But so, I mean, I kind of did like what you do. It's like when you're working with musicians and rockers, they not like the glam girls like Beyonce and Kim Kardashian. Well, Kim's not a singer, but
I get it. Like someone that likes more of a look.
yeah, she, like, these people liked like more ratty, you know. And it's funny because Courtney Love at that point, when she was with the Hole, she liked that, more of an undone. Like, I mean, she was with Kurt Cobain, but now she ended up, after all her work, I mean, got glammed up. I mean, she had a lot of work done, like crazy amount of work.
Yeah.
I'm always so in awe of a stylist that comes in that makes a client super happy. However small or large they do, it's about making them happy. Right?
Yeah.
Or the art director. I don't know.
Has anyone ever made you cry, like in the industry? Because you know how some people can be
Bitches.
They can be like really nasty.
Well, if Courtney Love didn't make me cry, no one will.
Oh wow, that's funny.
She was awful.
Really? She was so quiet. Well, maybe if a couple years change, you know.
No, I mean, and Winona Ryder. I mean, I love Winona Ryder, but I mean,
It's hard.
no, I didn't do her makeup, but
yeah.
she did steal from me. She's still like in front of.
Really?
I'm like I'm doing body makeup on Courtney, and I look over there, and Winona is going through my makeup, and I had said, I'll help you out with whatever, I'll touch you up, and then I saw her, this is years ago, and like, now she's in Stranger Things, and I hope that she's okay, and she's taking care of her problem, but she did have a terrible kleptomania problem, and I'm sorry I'm saying this like now, but she did. She took my freaking brand new Chanel lipstick, and I was like, what? And she put it in her bag, and
You saw her put it in the bag?
yeah.
Did you just let it slide?
Oh, I let it slide, but then I told the stylist, I was like, you better watch her.
Yeah.
You better watch your shit.
With the really expensive pieces.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And no, but Courtney was just like, I worked with her a few times, and she was like putting down Kevyn in front of
People.
me because she knew I worked with him. And
Like behind his back? You mean?
well, yeah, she was saying like stuff about him, and I was like, anyhow, I grabbed her arm really hard, and I was like, you say one more thing about him, I'm walking out of here.
Wow.
Grabbed her, and I was like, he's my friend, you know. It's like, one more thing, I'm out of here.
Oh,
One more thing about him.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't think she's such a nice person.
Oh.
I really
Don't call Berta.
I'll give. You know what? Yeah, and But that's the kind of thing. It's like, I don't, and I can say this about her because I'm never going to work with you again, girl. I refuse. Clients that I love, I don't say anything about them.
Right.
They have my trust.
Yeah, it's like an NDA.
I am, like, I have people's backs. Like, I will fight for them.
Yes, exactly.
You know, but when I see somebody be evil like that, I will tell the truth about what they did, you know, but not people I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a loyalty there.
Oh yeah, I'm a very loyal person, extremely loyal.
Yeah, and that's one reason why people
Yeah.
continue to work with you.
Yeah.
They trust you.
People for ages
You know?
that, you know, I'm just utterly loyal, but I actually refused to work with Courtney after that
Yeah, I see.
time. So, yeah. And she did steal a lot of shit on my girlfriend. I mean, this is just awful when artists and people come in and take the clothes on the stylist. I mean, do they realize that this poor stylist
Right.
they have to cough up that $5,000 that you just racked up and you don't want to buy? My girlfriend had to pay all those clothes. You know, that's not nice. Just like, you make a lot more money than my fashion stylist
Right.
girlfriend does,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
right? That's not cool. They should really just not do that. That's not cool. And you have money to buy your Chanel.
Exactly.
Like,
They sell the clothes and then buy the handbag.
I don't know what they do with it, but they like something and they never return it to the stylist. You know, that's how it goes. Yeah. But anyhow, I love Stranger Things now, and I love you, Winona.
Amazing.
I do. I love her. I'd love to do her makeup.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, circle. Bring it back full circle,
Yeah.
you know?
She can bring me back a Chanel lip gloss.